For centuries the galaxy did not care about Earth, it did not fear Earth, it did not respect Earth. To the Galactic Union, Earth was nothing but a forgotten blue rock floating in the corner of space, a slow primitive planet filled with slow primitive humans, a place with no starships, no colonies, no power, no voice. The Union called it a backwater dirt world, a useless planet, a mistake of evolution, and they laughed at humans. Humans were emotional, humans were fragile, humans were weak, so the Union banned Earth from advanced technology, banned Earth from space travel, banned Earth from joining any council or alliance, and then they left. They erased Earth from maps, they stopped all communication, they treated Earth like a joke, and the galaxy moved on believing humans would stay small forever. But the galaxy forgot one thing: silence is not always weakness, sometimes silence is planning. For hundreds of years Earth stayed quiet, no signals, no ships, no requests, no complaints. Nothing at all. The Union assumed humans were still stuck with old science, still fighting over land, still staring at the sky wishing for stars. But something strange happened over time. Earth disappeared from Union scans, not physically but digitally. Every time Union satellites tried to scan the solar system, the results came back static, corrupted, unreadable, like something was blocking them, like something was hiding Earth. But the Union did not worry. They thought Earth was too weak to matter, so they focused on bigger threats, bigger empires, bigger wars. Earth was ignored, forgotten, dismissed, until one night everything changed in one single moment. Every deep space scanner in Union territory triggered alarms, red warnings screaming across command centers, unknown energy surge, unknown source, power level unmatched. At first officers thought it was a glitch, a malfunction, a false reading, but the numbers kept rising higher, 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 beyond anything recorded in history, stronger than black hole weapons, stronger than supernova detonations, stronger than every Union superweapon combined. The officers stared at the screens, frozen, whispering, "This is impossible. No planet has this kind of energy, no species has this kind of power." But the scanners all pointed to the same coordinates: Earth. Something massive was happening on Earth, something powerful, something unnatural, something that should not exist. Before anyone could react, every scanner across the Union went dark, not offline, dark, dead. Like someone flipped a switch across thousands of systems, an entire network collapsed in silence. No signal, no data, no trace. Officers shouted, "Restore systems, reboot satellites, check power," but nothing worked. Satellites failed, relays died, long-range probes crashed into static. The entire galaxy lost sight of Earth in 1 second, as if Earth vanished from the universe. Panic began to rise, small at first, nervous whispers. What if Earth is not primitive? What if Earth built something? What if humans are not weak? But the Union leaders refused to believe it. Humans had no access to advanced tech. Humans were banned. Humans were monitored. Humans were nothing. So the Union made a decision that would destroy everything. They sent a small scout fleet to investigate, not to talk, not to help, but to inspect, to intimidate, to prove Earth was still harmless. 5 ships, sleek silver cruisers armed with the best Union weapons, fast, smart, deadly. They jumped into hyperspace, heading toward the solar system. The galaxy watched quietly, expecting an easy mission, a quick report, and a confirmation that Earth was still powerless. But deep in the shadows some species felt an old fear, because long ago, before the Union rose, before Earth was abandoned, there were stories about humans, stories that said humans were unpredictable, humans learned fast, humans adapted faster, humans were dangerous, and silence from a dangerous species is the most dangerous thing of all. But the Union ignored those stories. The fleet continued toward Earth, confident, proud, arrogant. When the ships arrived near the solar system, something strange happened. Their navigation systems glitched, their star charts scrambled, their engines slowed, like they were moving through invisible gravity, like space itself was resisting them. The commanders tried to contact Earth, no reply. They tried to scan Earth, no data. They tried to detect human technology, no readings. It was like Earth was invisible, wrapped in a shield made of silence. The fleet pushed forward, crossing orbit paths, heading toward Earth's atmosphere, weapons ready, sensors locked. Then suddenly every ship stopped, engines froze, power shut down, lights flickered, alarms screamed, and then silence, complete, absolute, suffocating silence. The commanders tried to reboot, nothing. They tried emergency power, nothing. They tried distress calls, nothing. Even the stars around them dimmed, like the universe itself was holding its breath. Then the fleet's cameras caught something on Earth, aglow deep beneath the planet's surface, not bright, not explosive, just a pulse, a slow rhythmic pulse, like a heartbeat big enough to shake space itself. The commanders stared in horror, whispering, "What is that? What did humans build? What are they hiding?" Before they could speak again, their view screens turned to static, and one by one every ship in the fleet disappeared, not exploded, disappeared. No fire, no debris, no wreckage, no escape pods, no last words, just vanished, like they were erased from existence. When the fleet's tracker signals vanished back at Union headquarters, panic erupted. The tracking officers screamed, "The fleet is gone, all 5 ships gone, no warp signatures, no engine trails, nothing at all." The Union demanded proof, replayed the data, but the recordings were blank, white, static. 5 ships erased at the edge of Earth's gravity. Well, the Union sent messages toward Earth, begging for confirmation, demanding answers, but there was no answer. Nothing returned, nothing. Replied Earth, stayed silent, silent like a predator watching prey, silent like something powerful waiting for a reason to move, silent like a secret buried for centuries, ready to awaken. Rumors spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Earth destroyed the fleet. Earth has a weapon. Earth is not primitive. Earth is not weak, but the Union leaders refused to accept it. They insisted the fleet malfunctioned. They insisted it was an accident. They insisted humans could never build anything powerful enough to erase ships, but every species watching felt the truth in their bones. Earth was hiding something, something massive, something ancient, something dangerous, and the silence became scarier than any weapon, because silence meant control, silence meant confidence, silence meant humans knew what they were doing. The galaxy began to fear Earth, not because of what it showed, but because of what it didn't show. Earth did not threaten. Earth did not explain. Earth did not move. Earth did nothing. And doing nothing was the loudest warning the galaxy had ever heard. The Union tried to send a second fleet, a bigger fleet, but before the order was given, every long-range system in the galaxy picked up a strange transmission, a pulse, not a message, not a voice, just a pulse repeating over and over from Earth. The pulse was steady, calm, slow, measured like a countdown, like the ticking of a clock, and every species who heard it felt the same chilling thought. Earth was not reacting. Earth was preparing. Earth was waking up. Earth was no longer a backwater dirt world. Earth was something else, something the galaxy never imagined, and the most terrifying truth of all was simple: the galaxy did not discover Earth. Earth allowed the galaxy to notice, and now it was too late to pretend humans were weak, too late to pretend Earth was nothing, too late to pretend silence meant ignorance. The galaxy finally realized Earth was not powerless. Earth was patient, and patience from a species like humanity could only mean one thing: Earth had been waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right reason, waiting for the galaxy to forget, and now the galaxy remembered with horror. Earth was hiding something, and whatever Earth hid was strong enough to erase fleets, strong enough to break scanners, strong enough to shake the universe. And deep under Earth's surface the heartbeat pulsed again, louder, stronger, closer, as if something ancient was rising, something the galaxy was never meant to see, something that would change everything forever. Earth was never weak. Earth was never small. Earth was never alone. The galaxy had no idea what humans were capable of, but they were about to learn, and the lesson would begin with silence, the silence before the storm. The galaxy did not sleep after the fleet vanished. Fear spread like a virus across every star system, every council chamber, every military base, because ships do not just disappear, they explode, they burn, they leave wreckage, but Earth left nothing, not a scrap, not a signal, not a scream, just silence, cold, heavy, suffocating silence. And silence was worse than war. Silence meant control. Silence meant confidence. Silence meant Earth knew exactly what it was doing. While the Union argued and panicked, a new terror began. Scientists noticed something strange. Every few hours a small energy pulse came from Earth, the same pulse that shut down scanners, steady, quiet, slow like a heartbeat, but each pulse grew stronger, 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 as if something under Earth was waking up, something massive, something alive. Union leaders demanded answers, but no one had answers. Sensors could not scan Earth, satellites could not enter orbit, probes vanished the moment they crossed a certain invisible boundary, like Earth was wrapped in a shield, a barrier, a wall of silence. And finally one scientist whispered the words that chilled everyone: maybe humans are not trying to hide something, maybe humans are trying to contain something. That idea spread like wildfire. What if humans found something beneath their planet, something ancient, something dangerous, something they locked away for centuries? What if Earth was never weak? What if Earth was guarding the galaxy from something worse? The Union did not believe it. They refused to think humans were capable of anything powerful, so they sent spies, not ships, tiny stealth drones, hidden vessels, microprobes designed to gather data without being detected. The mission was simple: slip into orbit, scan Earth's surface, locate the energy source, send information back. But as the drones approached Earth, something terrifying happened. The drones reported nothing: no atmosphere, no land, no water, no cities. The images showed Earth as a black sphere, like a dead planet covered in darkness. No continents, no oceans, no clouds, like Earth was swallowed by a shadow. The commanders thought it was a glitch, but then every probe sent the same image: Earth was not visible, Earth was hidden, like reality itself was bending around it. Then the drones vanished, just like the fleet, gone in one heartbeat. No destruction, no interference, no warning, gone. The Union tried again and again, sending different probes, different angles, different frequencies. Every attempt ended the same: disappearance, silence, darkness. Like Earth was erasing anything that tried to look too closely, and the energy pulses kept rising faster, louder, stronger, like a countdown. And for the first time the Union felt something they never felt before: fear of humans, not anger, not disgust, real fear, deep fear, primal fear, the kind of fear a prey feels when it realizes the predator was never asleep, only watching, waiting, storing strength. While the galaxy trembled, one small species dared to speak up: a minor alien race from the fringes of Union space. They said a legend had been passed down for thousands of years, a legend about humans, that humans were not beginners, humans were not primitive, humans were the oldest race in the galaxy, and they did not rise from Earth, they returned to Earth. The council laughed at them, mocked them, called them insane, but the legend stayed in everyone's mind like a thorn. What if humans were older than the Union? What if Earth was not humanity's first home? What if humans had been here before, long before anyone Could argue the impossible happened. The moon trembled not visually but energetically. Sensors across the galaxy detected a shift, a movement, a quake, not from Earth's surface but deep below it, as if something colossal was moving underground, something bigger than cities, bigger than mountains, something mechanical, something alive. Union leaders demanded visual confirmation, but no one could see anything. Earth was still wrapped in that impossible darkness, that shield, that silence, but the seismic readings did not lie. Something massive was buried under Earth, something waking up, something older than the Union, older than the galaxy, stronger than every superweapon ever built. And then the nightmare deepened as gravitational fields around Earth fluctuated violently, warping space, causing nearby asteroids to move, bending light, distorting time itself. Ships near the solar system reported clocks malfunctioning, minutes passing like seconds, seconds stretching like hours, reality twisting like Earth was no longer just a planet but a machine changing space itself. The Union tried to block the news, but it was too late. Every species heard the whispers. Earth is moving, Earth is alive, Earth is becoming something else. Panic broke loose, riots, protests, mass evacuations. Some species fled toward the edges of the galaxy, believing Earth was about to explode. Others believed Earth was about to attack, but one thing united everyone: no one wanted to go near Earth ever again. While fear shattered the galaxy, something quiet happened on Earth's surface, something no one saw, no one heard, no one detected. A single crack formed in the shield around Earth, a tiny invisible disturbance like the first breath of something enormous, and from that crack a faint signal escaped, not a warning, not a threat, just a whisper in an old human language, a language the Union had erased from history. Translation systems struggled, glitching, lagging, breaking, until finally they decoded one short line: do not interfere. The message was calm, steady, emotionless, like a teacher speaking to children, but that calm was worse than rage, worse than threats, because Earth was not asking, Earth was commanding. And then the message continued: the barrier cannot hold forever. The galaxy froze. The barrier? What barrier? What was it holding back? What was Earth containing? What was strong enough to need a planet-sized prison? And then the last line came, simple, cold, final: we are not becoming something, we are waking up. That sentence broke the galaxy's mind because it meant Earth was not changing, Earth was returning, Earth was remembering, Earth was unlocking something humans had built long ago, something they buried, something they sealed, something powerful enough to scare them. And if humans were scared, the galaxy had every reason to tremble. The energy pulses reached a new level, so strong they shook space stations, so powerful they shut down starships, so intense they bent space like gravity was being rewritten. And then everything stopped: the pulses, the tremors, the distortions. Silence returned, dead, cold, suffocating silence, the kind of silence before a door opens, before a monster steps out, before history breaks, and deep under Earth's crust something enormous took its first breath after centuries, and the galaxy understood the nightmare truth. Earth was not hiding a secret, Earth was the secret, and whatever was waking beneath that blue planet was not meant to be seen by anyone but humanity had just decided it was time, and the universe was not ready for what humans were capable of, not ready at all. The galaxy was shaking with fear, but Earth remained silent, silent like a locked door, silent like a sleeping giant, silent like something waiting for the right moment to open its eyes, and that silence was torture. Billions of lives holding their breath, every council, every army, every scientist trying to guess what was happening underground, what was waking up, what humans had built, what humans had hidden, but no one had answers, no one had proof, only dread. And while the galaxy drowned in questions, Earth did nothing: no ships, no signals, no movement, just that impossible shield around the planet, wrapping it in darkness like the world itself was refusing to be seen, refusing to be understood, refusing to be touched, until the silence broke, but not with noise, not with light, not with war. It broke with a voice, a human voice. It started as a faint vibration on deep space channels, weak, glitching, fading in and out like a whisper lost in static. Operators tried to ignore it, thinking it was interference, but the whisper grew louder, clearer, sharper, until suddenly every communication system in the galaxy froze, every frequency hijacked, every relay seized, every broadcast shut down, screens flickered, consoles sparked, and then every monitor, every speaker, every holo projection lit up with one single transmission from Earth. No visuals, no symbols, no flag, only a voice, calm, steady, emotionless, unmistakably human. This is Earth, stand down. The galaxy stared, frozen, breathless, because the voice did not sound scared, did not sound angry, did not sound desperate. It sounded confident, measured, controlled, like someone speaking from a place of absolute power, and that tone alone shattered the galaxy's pride, because no species, no ruler, no empire ever spoke like that unless they knew they could not be challenged. The message continued: all observation and approach attempts are forbidden, interference will not be tolerated. And those words hit harder than any weapon, because humans were not asking, they were commanding, commanding the galaxy, commanding millions of worlds, commanding ancient empires like they were scolding children. The Union leaders erupted screaming: who gave Earth authority, who gave humans the right to dictate orders, who do they think they are? But deep beneath their rage was fear, because no one hijacks Every comm system in the galaxy, not without technology far beyond anything known. Some species tried to respond, sending pleas, threats, demands, but their messages bounced back, blocked, denied, erased, like their voices didn't matter, like they no longer existed to Earth. Before anyone could react, the human voice spoke again, this time slower, heavier, colder. Do not approach the planet, do not scan the planet, do not target the planet, the barrier is unstable. That sentence spread terror like fire. What barrier? Unstable? Did that mean the shield was breaking? Did that mean whatever was waking underground was about to escape? Was Earth trying to protect the galaxy or protect itself, or both? Confusion turned to panic. The Union scrambled ships, ordered fleets to prepare for war, demanded weapons charged and aimed toward Earth. But before a single order could be carried out, every weapon system, every missile, every cannon, every dreadnought across Union space shut down instantly. Screens went black, engines died. Power vanished, commanders screamed reboot, retry, restart, but nothing worked. The entire Union military went silent, dead, powerless, frozen by an invisible force, and then a new line appeared on every screen, a single warning: the barrier cannot fail again. That one word again cut through every soul again, meant it had failed before, meaning something had escaped before, meaning humanity had fought something before, meaning the galaxy was living in a lie. Humans were not primitives, humans were survivors. Survivors of something unimaginable, something strong enough to force humanity to build a planet-sized cage and bury themselves inside it. The voice returned one last time, calm, but colder than death. Earth requests no aid, Earth requires no alliance, Earth offers no explanation. And those sentences were worse than threats, because humans were not negotiating, they were not pleading, they were not justifying, they were dismissing the galaxy entirely. Earth did not care about the Union, Earth did not care about the Council, Earth did not care about fear or politics or war. Earth was focused on something bigger, something the galaxy was too small to understand. And then the message ended, but not quietly. The voice delivered one final line, a line that made entire species collapse in panic. We did not vanish, we prepared. Silence followed, heavy, crushing, suffocating silence, as that truth echoed through every mind. Humans did not disappear, humans did not go extinct. Humans did not fall behind, humans were preparing under the surface, preparing in the shadows, preparing in silence, preparing for something worse than any empire, worse than any war, worse than anything living in known space. And then as all systems flickered back to life, each screen displayed one last message, like a scar burned into history: do not call us again. That line was not a threat, it was a promise. Earth was not reaching out, Earth was cutting the galaxy off, ending contact, rejecting the universe, turning its back on every species. And that rejection hurt more than destruction, because destruction means fear, but rejection means superiority. Earth did not fear the galaxy, Earth dismissed it, and that dismissal left the galaxy trembling. Because if humans had prepared for 500 years, if humans built something gigantic underground, if humans could erase fleets and shut down weapons and hijack systems, then humanity was no longer a weak species, humanity was a rising storm. And the galaxy realized the most terrifying truth: Earth was not asking for space, Earth was claiming it, and whatever humans were preparing for was no longer a secret, it was coming, and the galaxy was not ready at all. Fear should have stopped them, but fear turned into pride, and pride turned into stupidity, because the Galactic Union could not accept the idea that humans, a species they mocked for centuries, a species they banned, a species they laughed at, could stand above them, could command them, could silence them. So the council met in a towering chamber surrounded by gold banners and glowing stars, pretending they were still in control, pretending the galaxy still belonged to them, pretending Earth was still a joke. But every voice in that chamber trembled. The human message echoed in their minds like a scar: do not approach, do not scan, do not interfere, the barrier cannot fail again. And those words terrified them, because it meant humans were not just protecting Earth, they were protecting the galaxy from something worse, something the Council did not understand, something they could not control. But instead of listening, instead of stepping back, the Union did what arrogant empires always do: they chose force, they chose war, they chose to break the rule, a rule meant to save them. The council leader slammed his fist on the podium, voice shaking with rage: we cannot bow to Earth, we cannot surrender to primitives, we will prove they are nothing. And with that command, the galaxy crossed a line it could never return from. The Union ordered its largest battleship, the Sovereign-class dreadnought Vanguard Eternum, a colossal vessel the size of a small moon, armed with supernova rail cannons, shield generators capable of surviving star detonations, and a fleet of escort destroyers that followed like loyal wolves. This was the pride of the Union, the most powerful ship ever built, the symbol of their strength, the reminder that they ruled the stars. But as the ship powered up, something strange happened. The engines flickered, the shields pulsed, every screen flashed a silent warning: unknown interference. And yet the council ignored it. Blinded by pride, the dreadnought launched, ripping through hyperspace, heading straight for Earth, ready to prove humans were still weak, ready to force Earth to kneel, ready to tear apart whatever secret hid beneath the planet. While it traveled, captains across the fleet whispered in fear, remembering what happened to the first 5 ships. But the admiral barked at them: silence, humans are nothing, we will remind them their place. And the fleet moved forward like a blade headed toward a sleeping lion. The galaxy watched Millions of eyes glued to live feeds, billions holding their breath, some praying for peace, others begging the Union to stop, but the Union would not listen, could not listen. Pride had already destroyed their reason. As the Vanguard Eternum approached, the solar system sensors began to glitch the same way the First Fleet malfunctioned. Charts scrambled, gravity readings fluctuated, time distortions warped, navigation clocks slowed, heartbeats quickened like the universe itself was warning them, turn back. Turn back, turn back, but the dreadnought pushed through, forcing its way into Earth's path, engines roaring, shields blazing, until finally at the edge of Earth's orbit the ship stopped, not gently, not slowly, instantly. Everything froze, every engine silent, every weapon dead, every system locked. The dreadnought hung in space like a corpse suspended above a silent world. The admiral screamed, restart engines, reboot power, fire weapons, but nothing moved, nothing obeyed, and then horror, deeper than death, spread across the command deck because time itself inside the ship slowed, screens updating once every minute, voices dragging like echoes, hour-long seconds, like the dreadnought was trapped inside thick invisible ice. The escort ships panicked, trying to pull away, trying to retreat, trying to escape, but as they turned their hulls flickered like reflections in water, and then they vanished, not destroyed, not shattered, just gone, removed from existence, erased like ink wiped from a page. The dreadnought was alone. Alone in silence, alone above a planet they thought was weak, and in the core of the ship the admiral's heartbeat echoed in his ears, loud, fast, terrified, because he finally understood Earth was not blocking them. Earth was choosing to let the dreadnought stay, choosing to let it witness, choosing to send a message. Suddenly the entire ship vibrated, a low hum deep enough to rattle bone, deep enough to shake souls, and then every screen, every panel, every visor lit up with a single human sentence: stand down. The admiral snarled, never, and the ship answered, not with sound, not with fire, but with power. The shields of the dreadnought collapsed, the rail cannons folded inward like metal, bowing, the engines shut down so completely the ship no longer registered as a machine. Nothing was broken, yet everything was dead. Earth had not attacked. Earth had disabled the most powerful weapon in the galaxy like flicking dust from a sleeve, but the worst was still coming, slowly, silently. The dreadnought began to move. Not by engines, not by thrusters, by force invisible, unstoppable. Earth was pulling the ship closer, not burning it, not crushing it, simply moving it like a child moving a toy through air, helpless, powerless, meaningless. The admiral screamed for help, screamed for backup, screamed for anyone to save them, but no one could, no one dared, no one wanted to be next. The dreadnought drifted toward Earth's surface, closer, 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 until the blue planet filled every screen, and then time snapped back, engines roared, systems rebooted, alarms shrieked, and the dreadnought was no longer near Earth. It was outside the solar system, instantly placed back where it started, unharmed, untouched, like nothing happened, like Earth flicked it away like brushing off a fly. The admiral collapsed, shaking, whispering, this is not possible, this is not science, this is something else. And the galaxy realized the truth. Earth didn't just win, Earth didn't even try. Earth played with the most powerful ship in existence like it was nothing. Earth warned the galaxy once, Earth warned the galaxy twice, and if the galaxy ignored the third warning, there would be no fourth. Earth was never weak, Earth was patient, Earth was prepared, Earth was dangerous, and the most terrifying part was not what Earth did but what Earth chose not to do. Earth could have destroyed the dreadnought, Earth could have destroyed the Union, Earth could have destroyed the entire galaxy, but Earth didn't destroy anything. Earth restrained itself, and restraint from a power like that was the scariest thing of all, because it meant humanity wasn't focused on the galaxy. Humanity was focused on something bigger, something coming, something only they understood, something only they feared. And the galaxy finally whispered in horror, maybe Earth is not defending itself, maybe Earth is defending us. And if humans were the shield, what was the monster behind them? The galaxy tried to calm itself, but fear had already become a living thing, crawling through every star system, every home, every council hall, because Earth did the impossible, not by force, not by destruction, but by absolute control. And control without violence was the mark of something far beyond power, something the galaxy had no name for. And while the Union argued whether to attack again or retreat forever, Earth remained silent, silent like a locked vault, silent like a storm waiting to break, silent like a predator waiting for the right moment. And then the silence cracked, not in space, not in the sky, but beneath Earth itself. The first tremor was small, a tiny quake, barely detectable, but sensors across deep space caught it, an energy spike from Earth's core, not natural, not geological, engineered, designed. Intentional. Scientists stared at the readings, trembling, because the energy pattern was structured like a machine starting up, like an engine warming, like a system rebooting. And that meant one horrifying truth: Earth was activating something, something huge, something hidden, something built by humans beneath their own planet. The tremors intensified, rising in waves, each pulse more powerful than the last. Like the heartbeat of a giant waking from a 1,000-year sleep. Governments across the galaxy demanded answers, but no one had answers, because no one could scan Earth, no one could see Earth, no one could even get close. Earth was trapped inside that shield, that darkness, that impossible barrier, and every pulse from beneath the surface made the barrier stronger, thicker, brighter, like a cocoon, like armor, like preparation. Beneath that shield, oceans churned, storms erupted. Continents vibrated, not in Destruction but in synchronization, as if the entire planet was connected, woven into one colossal mechanism, a machine disguised as a world, and the galaxy stared helplessly as one single fact became undeniable. Earth was not protecting something underground. Earth was the thing underground. Earth was the shell, the surface, the skin, and whatever was beneath was about to break free. Then came the first visible sign. The moon shifted not by orbit, not by force, but by alignment, as if responding to a command. As if obeying Earth's movement. Tides changed, gravitational fields rippled, star maps warped, sensors screamed alert, alert. Unidentified mass movement from deep inside Earth's crust. Massive structures began to rise, not on the surface but beneath it. Seismic scans revealed shapes too large to comprehend, metallic, symmetrical, deliberate, stretching across continents, grid-like veins of machinery buried for centuries. No one knew how long, no one knew why, no one knew how. Humans built it with primitive tools. Or if humans built it long before they were primitive, and that question terrified everyone. If humans were always advanced, if humans fell and rebuilt, what happened to them? What were they running from? The Union sent stolen microprobes with blind trajectories, hoping to capture even a glimpse, but every probe that crossed the barrier vanished, instantly gone like a tear wiped from skin. No wreckage, no burn, no destruction erased, but one probe survived long enough to transmit one single blurred frame. Before disappearing, a frame showing a vast metallic chamber glowing with blue light, deeper than mountains, wider than cities, stretching into darkness, and in its center a colossal structure, round, smooth, terrifyingly perfect, like an egg, like a seed, like a sleeping god, and on its surface glowing symbols in ancient human language translated into two words: humanity. Ascend. The moment that image reached the galaxy, panic turned into hysteria, riots erupted. Ships fled toward the edge of space. Species prepared for extinction, because that shape, that chamber, that machinery was not a weapon, it was an awakening. Earth had not been hiding a secret, Earth had been incubating one, and then everything changed in a single explosive moment. The heartbeat stopped, dead silence, no pulses, no tremors, no gravitational screams, nothing. The shield around Earth flickered like a dying flame, like it had done its job, like it had reached its limit, like something inside no longer needed it. Satellites tried to re-establish, scans, systems rebooted, telescopes pointed at Earth for the first time in months. The darkness around the planet thinned, faded, peeled away like dust blown off glass, and the galaxy saw Earth again, blue, green, bright, beautiful. Normal. Normal was worse than terror, because normal meant humans chose to hide. Normal meant humans chose silence. Normal meant humans controlled every piece of this nightmare, and Earth looked peaceful. Peaceful after shaking the universe. Peaceful after erasing fleets. Peaceful after hijacking every system. Peaceful after waking something beneath its crust, and that peace was a lie. The moment the shield vanished, every deep space scanner exploded with readings. The energy signature from Earth's core surged higher than anything in known history, a spike so massive it broke instruments, fried satellites, shattered relay stations, burned servers, collapsed. But before they died, they transmitted one final line: undefined power source activated. And then the solar system lit up with blinding white light, not from space, not from the sun, but from beneath Earth's surface, the crust itself glowing like molten glass, cracks of pure energy racing across the planet like lightning, carving patterns like symbols, like circuits connecting every ocean, every continent, every mountain into a single unified system. And deep inside the planet something moved, something impossibly large, lifting, rising, pushing upward like a titan, shrugging off the weight of a world. And the galaxy held its breath, because whatever humans buried, whatever humans built, whatever humans prepared for 500 years was no longer sleeping, it was waking, it was rising, it was coming up from beneath the surface like a second Earth inside the first. And then a single massive object broke through the crust, not violently, not explosively, but smoothly, perfectly, as if the planet opened to let it out. A colossal black structure emerging from the ocean, taller than mountains, wider than cities, rising into the sky, dripping water, glowing with power. A ship, but calling it a ship felt wrong. It was too big, too silent, too perfect. It was a titan forged in darkness, a leviathan of metal and light, a monument to human genius and human terror. And along its hull words appeared in brilliant white ancient human letters: Earth's first ascension vessel. The galaxy froze. Earth had not launched its first ship. Earth had hidden it, waiting beneath their feet, waiting in silence, waiting for this moment. And that moment meant only one thing: humanity was done preparing, humanity was ready to move, and the universe finally understood the nightmare truth. Earth was not a backwater planet, Earth was a cradle, and humanity was finally climbing out, ready to show the galaxy what they were capable of. And the galaxy was not ready at all. The galaxy had seen war, the galaxy had seen empires rise and fall, the galaxy had seen superweapons that could burn stars and machines that could tear moons apart, but it had never seen anything like the thing rising from Earth's ocean, because this was not a ship, this was not technology, this was a statement, a declaration, a promise, a warning, a beginning. The ascension vessel climbed higher and higher, water roaring off its impossible hull. Like rain falling up with the ocean swirling into a perfect spiral around it as if gravity itself was bowing the sky. Darkened clouds spun, lightning formed, then vanished like the atmosphere was afraid to touch it, and the vessel just kept rising, silent, calm, unstoppable, until it hovered above the planet, casting a shadow so massive it swallowed entire coastlines. Whole cities plunged into darkness as if night had fallen in seconds. Every sensor across the galaxy rebooted, desperately trying to read the vessel, but every scan came back the same result: error, unclassified material, undefined physics, unknown power source. Engineers stared in numb silence because nothing in known science could explain a ship without engines, without heat, without exhaust, without movement, yet floating as if gravity was only a suggestion. The Union demanded visuals, demanded angles, demanded proof, until one shaky satellite caught a clear image. The vessel was smooth, flawless, seamless, not one bolt, not one seam, not one weapon. Not one window, just a colossal black surface reflecting nothing, absorbing everything like a piece of the void made solid and burned into its hull in glowing white letters. Humanity ascending. Those two words broke something inside every species watching, because they were not announcing launch, they were announcing evolution. This was not humanity leaving the planet, this was humanity changing the galaxy. Held its breath, waiting for a roar, waiting for a blast, waiting for engines, but there was nothing. No fire, no thrusters, no sound, just stillness, a stillness that felt louder than thunder. Then, without warning, the vessel vanished, not jumped, not accelerated, vanished like a shadow erased from a wall, like it was never there. Satellites blinked, scanners froze, alarms shrieked, because the vessel reappeared in the upper atmosphere 1,000 kilometers away in a fraction of a second. Then it vanished again and again and again, jumping across space faster than thought, faster than light, faster than the universe's rules could understand. Teleportation, that the Union banned, teleportation that was impossible, teleportation that only gods should command. The Ascension vessel was rewriting physics like it was rewriting its own story, and the galaxy finally whispered the truth. Humans were not learning technology, humans were mastering reality. The Union panicked, screaming, activate defense nets, prepare, anti-space gates, deploy temporal anchors, but nothing worked. Anti-teleport fields failed. Gates shut down, anchors melted. Teleportation was not being used, teleportation was being ignored. The vessel was not traveling through space, the vessel was skipping space, bending it, folding it, stepping over it like a puddle. Finally the vessel stopped, dead silent in high orbit, staring down at Earth like a guardian, like a sentinel, like a king returned to his throne. Then something began to change. Faint glowing lines crawled across its surface like veins waking up, pulsing brighter, 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 until the entire ship pulsed like a heartbeat. That same heartbeat the galaxy felt underground, now echoing through space. Scanners finally caught a new reading, one that made scientists collapse to their knees. Power level unmeasurable, because the numbers broke the instruments, because the energy surpassed every star, every weapon, every empire, because this ship did not contain power, this ship generated it. Then a new horror unfolded. The hull of the vessel slowly opened, petals of black metal sliding apart like a colossal steel flower, revealing the core, a blazing sphere of white-blue energy spinning slowly like a miniature sun contained within the ship. But this was no reactor, this was no engine, this was something else, something alive. The energy pulse radiated outward gently, softly, but every ship orbiting nearby collapsed, their systems fried in silence, their power grids dead, their reactors cold, not destroyed, just turned off like someone flicked the universe's switch. The Union tried to restart ships, but nothing responded, and the vessel pulsed again, a second heartbeat, and every weapon in orbit shut down, permanently shut down, erased from existence. The galaxy saw its fleets become toys, its weapons become dust, its power become illusion, and humanity had not fired a single shot. The vessel did not attack, the vessel did not threaten, the vessel did not acknowledge the Union at all. It simply hovered, pulsing, growing brighter, stronger, newer, and then a voice filled every channel, every screen, every mind, not angry, not loud, not emotional, just calm, stable, powerful. Humans have ascended Earth, did not say we will ascend Earth, said we have ascended, past tense, complete, final, and the voice continued, the old age is over, the surface is empty, the planet is a shell. And that sentence shattered every belief, every lie, every assumption. Earth was not humanity's home, Earth was humanity's cradle, Earth was not a fortress, Earth was a launch pad. Humans were not trapped on Earth, humans were preparing to leave it, and the voice delivered the final truth: the galaxy is not our limit. The Ascension vessel turned slowly, facing deep space, away from Earth, away from the Union, away from the galaxy, like it was looking at something farther, darker, emptier. And then its hull sealed, its light dimmed, its shadow sharpened, and the ship vanished one last time, not teleporting, not jumping, simply leaving reality, folding out of existence like a page turning. And the galaxy realized with soul-crushing terror, humanity's first ship did not explore stars, humanity's first ship left the universe. And if that was their first step, what would be their next? What were humans capable of? What were humans becoming? And more importantly, what were humans preparing to face? The universe was no longer afraid of Earth, the universe was afraid of whatever made humans need this kind of power, and the universe finally understood Earth was not rising, Earth was leaving, and humanity was only getting started. The ascension vessel was gone, vanished beyond space, beyond distance, beyond understanding, and the galaxy should have felt relief, should have breathed, should have believed the danger had passed, but instead the fear grew heavier, thicker, darker. Because if that ship was only the first step, if that ship was only the beginning, then what was coming next? And why did humanity need something so powerful that it could leave reality like stepping through a door? The Union Council panicked, ordering emergency fleets, mobilizing every dreadnought, every weapon, every soldier, the galaxy's largest military force roaring back to life, driven not by courage but by terror and pride. They could not accept that Earth, planet they once mocked, could rise above them, could command power beyond their reach, could change the fate of the universe. The council leader screamed across the chamber, humanity threatens the order of the galaxy. We must strike now, we must remind them who rules the stars. But those words were empty, hollow, desperate, because deep down everyone in that room knew the truth. The Union did not rule anything anymore. The Union was standing on a fault line waiting for the quake. While they argued, scanners detected movement on Earth again, energy levels rising, but this time not underground, this time across the entire surface, like the planet itself was turning on, awakening, activating every mountain, every ocean, every desert, pulsing with the same rhythm, the same heartbeat, the same impossible signal that birthed the ascension vessel. The Union sent spy drones, desperate to see, desperate to understand, desperate for proof that Earth was still vulnerable. But as the drones crossed into the atmosphere, something terrifying happened. The surface of Earth blurred like a mirage, like shifting smoke, like an illusion breaking, and for a split second the drones captured something, a glimpse not of cities, not of humans, but of machinery, endless machinery, colossal rings, giant pillars, rotating structures, glowing wires stretching across continents. Earth was no longer a planet, Earth was a machine, and the drones died, erased, wiped from existence. The Union finally understood. Earth had never been sleeping, Earth had been building beneath their feet. Building beneath their oceans, building beneath their silence, and the ascension vessel was only one piece of a much larger design. The council leader refused to believe it, refused to accept it, and demanded action. The Union launched its greatest weapon, not a ship, not a fleet, but the Omega Lance, a superweapon capable of tearing moons apart, a weapon banned by every law, a weapon so destructive it was locked away and never tested. But fear makes fools of rulers, and the Union fired it directly at Earth. A beam of pure starfire, brighter than suns, faster than thought, a blast powerful enough to destroy a world in seconds. The galaxy screamed, watching the beam cut through space, a line of white death streaking toward Earth, unstoppable, undeniable. And then the beam hit the planet and nothing happened, no explosion, no fire, no blast. The beam simply bent, curved, flowed around Earth like water flowing around a stone, splitting into rivers of harmless light that drifted into space like dust, like glitter, like a child's breath. The Omega Lance had no effect, none, not a scratch, not a ripple, not even a shadow, and every scientist watching collapsed, whispering, impossible, impossible, impossible. Earth had not blocked the weapon, Earth had ignored it, reality itself bent to Earth's will, as if the laws of physics recognized humanity and bowed. The council leader screamed in rage, fire again, fire again. But before the order could be given, every weapon system across the entire Union military shut down again. Lights died, engines froze, reactors went silent, guns melted into useless metal shapes, fleets drifted powerless like leaves on water, and one by one Union ships began to flicker, transparent like fading memories, like shadows in sunlight, until they vanished entirely, erased, erased from existence, erased from history, erased without fire, erased without war, erased without mercy. Gone. The Union military, the most powerful force in the galaxy, gone in silence. Gone in seconds, gone as if they never existed. Planets across Union space watched the impossible unfold, their skies empty, their fleets missing, their power gone. And then Earth spoke again, not with a voice, not with anger, not with threat, but with a single whisper broadcast through gravity itself. We will not fight you, we will not fear you, we will not fall for you. And then the whisper changed, deeper, colder, older. We are not your enemy, you are not our war. Those words hit harder than any destruction, because Earth did not even consider the Union worth fighting. The Union was nothing compared to whatever humanity was preparing for. The Union realized the terrifying truth: humanity was not responding to them, humanity was not reacting to them, humanity was ignoring them. Earth did not strike back, Earth did not retaliate, Earth did not destroy. Earth removed obstacles, cleared space, made room for something bigger, something coming, something close, because suddenly the energy around Earth spiked violently, scanners exploded, systems crashed, gravitational waves rippled across star systems, and the planet itself began to glow, faint blue arcs dancing across the atmosphere, spiraling upward, forming a massive ring around the planet, a ring of pure light, a ring of pure power, a ring of pure purpose. And then the ring expanded, expanding, 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 until it stretched wider than the moon, wider than the solar system, wider than anything in recorded history. A portal, a gate, a doorway opening in front of Earth, swirling, twisting, roaring like the universe tearing open, and through that gate Faint shapes appeared, massive, dark, silent, familiar ascension vessels, dozens, hundreds, thousands, rising like an army, like a migration, like a storm. Humanity was not leaving alone. Humanity was sending a fleet larger than every Union resource combined, a fleet built in silence, a fleet built underground, a fleet built for one purpose, not conquest, not revenge, survival. And as the first wave of vessels glided through the portal, the whisper returned softer. Sadder, we warned you 3 times, and the galaxy realized Earth did not show power to intimidate. Earth showed power because there was something coming, something worse, something that needed humanity to be ready, something that required ships that could leave reality itself. And the final whisper carried the truth that shattered the universe. We are not ascending to rule, we are ascending to run. And the galaxy's blood ran cold, because if humanity was running, what could possibly be chasing them, and how long until it arrived? The galaxy had feared Earth for its silence, feared Earth for its power, feared Earth for its awakening, but now a new fear rose, one colder, deeper, heavier, because for the first time the galaxy understood Earth was not trying to win, Earth was trying to leave, and nothing in history, nothing in war, nothing in science had ever prepared the universe for that idea. A species powerful enough to walk away from everything, not out of pride, not out of conquest, but out of terror. The Ascension fleet gathered in front of the portal, thousands of colossal vessels rising like black mountains, drifting into perfect formation, each one pulsing with the same steady heartbeat, the same rhythm that once shook Earth's core, that once shattered the Union's fleets, that once erased every weapon pointed toward humanity. And then the ground beneath Earth began to move, continents trembling, oceans boiling, clouds spiraling, like the sky itself was bending toward a single point, a focal point, a source. And slowly the crust split open, revealing the second structure buried beneath the first, a structure so vast it wrapped around the entire core, a machine bigger than Earth itself, a world inside a world, glowing with blinding white lines like veins feeding power into every vessel, every portal, every heartbeat. The galaxy watched paralyzed as the truth unfolded. Earth was not a planet, Earth was a generator, a cradle, a forge built to raise, a fleet built to fuel, a civilization built to prepare an entire species for something beyond the stars. Something humanity had known was coming, something humanity had feared, something humanity had survived once and would face again. The Union's last remaining leaders whispered, broken voices shaking, if they are running, what could possibly be chasing them? And the answer came not from Earth, not from the fleet, but from space itself. Sensors across thousands of systems detected it first, a faint ripple in the void, not a ship, not a signal, not a life form. A distortion, a wound, a crack in reality, forming far beyond the galactic rim, a tear identical to Earth's portal but darker, deeper, colder, and the readings that emerged were impossible. Infinite energy, infinite mass, infinite hunger. Something was pushing against the edge of the universe, something massive, something ancient, something alive. And for the first time since humanity awakened, the humans spoke, not to warn, not to threaten, but to explain. We are not leaving you, we are leaving. IT confusion erupted across the galaxy. Who was it? What was it? What could force humanity to abandon a planet, a galaxy, a universe? And then the message continued, the void remembers, the void returns, the void consumes. And those words crushed whatever courage the galaxy had left, because the humans were not afraid of empires, not afraid of weapons, not afraid of extinction. The humans were afraid of the void, the same void that erased them 500 years ago, the same void that forced them underground, the same void that made them turn Earth into a machine, the same void now tearing open the edge of reality to enter the universe. And the galaxy understood the impossible. Humanity did not disappear, humanity retreated, humanity did not go extinct, humanity escaped, humanity did not abandon the galaxy abandoned humanity. And now humanity was running again, but this time they would not run alone. One by one the ascension vessels powered their cores, glowing with pure white light, blinding enough to outshine stars, ripping open new portals, leading away from the universe, away from the void, away from the threat. No map, no coordinates, no destination, just survival, pure, raw, desperate survival. And then humanity delivered the final message, one that shook the universe to its core. We will not take worlds, we will not take power, we will not take revenge, we will take every child, every species, every life willing to leave with us, because the void will not stop at Earth. And the galaxy froze, entire civilizations collapsing in tears, because humanity was not abandoning them, humanity was warning them, humanity was offering to save them, humanity was offering to carry them beyond the universe, to safety, to survival, to a new existence. And the message echoed again, simple, final, choose stay and fall or ascend and live. And the portal behind Earth flared brighter, expanding until it swallowed the sky, swallowed the solar system, swallowed everything around it, like a doorway to a new universe. And the Ascension fleet began to move forward, one ship, then 10, then hundreds, then thousands, drifting into the light, disappearing into the unknown. And as they left, Earth's surface cracked, completely splitting into colossal fragments, revealing the machine beneath, glowing brighter, 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 until the entire planet dissolved into pure white energy. And the galaxy gasped. Earth was gone, not destroyed, not broken, transformed, sacrificed, turned into power, fuel for the journey, fuel for the fleet, because Earth was humanity's last gift. And as the final piece of the planet vanished, the last human transmission whispered through every star, humanity was never a backwater, humanity was the first wall. And as the Portal sealed behind the fleet as. The universe fell silent as the void crack widened at the edge of reality. The galaxy finally understood the truth. Earth was never dangerous. Earth was defending them, and now without Earth, without humanity, without the wall, the universe stood alone, trembling as the void began to enter, and the only hope left was far beyond the stars, carried by a species the galaxy once mocked. Now the only force capable of saving existence. Humanity was gone but not defeated. Humanity was ascending, and the real story. The real war, the real destiny was only beginning beyond the universe, where the void waited and humanity prepared to face it again, because Earth was just a cradle but humanity was the storm.